My beanie, baby. My beanie. My beanie, baby. My beanie. Hey, family. Hey, family. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know exactly what time it is. And this is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Hey, Steve. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Uh, Trying to wait for a few people to come on. Whoa. My goddaughter. I'm so proud of her. Uh, I don't know. Um, for a lot of y'all that might come on TikTok, um, I am from Baltimore City. I am from Baltimore City. And I just want to make this clear. I'm a community activist in Baltimore City. I'm a homeless advocate in Baltimore City. And I can tell y'all I'm a human rights advocate in Baltimore City. I am known as the big mouth, bald head, black dude in Baltimore City because I stand up for the people in Baltimore City. Now, I know Governor Westmore has been going through this thing with Trump and Brandon Scott with Trump. I'm very, 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 very disappointed in the people that do not come out and help us fight some of these issues that's going on in Baltimore City. But you got a lot to say. You got a lot to say. And I notice most of y'all that's doing it is white. Don't even live in the city. You mostly conservative, liberals, or whatever y'all call it. I don't give myself them type of titles. I grew up in the inner city as a child. I don't live in the inner city, but I have no problem going back and helping those that need the help the most. I listen to a lot of y'all, and I'm talking about Baltimore City. Y'all want to down Brandon Scott. I used to do the same things until I realized it's not them. I used to come for our politicians like crazy until I realized it's not them. It's us that has to get us together to deal with any issues that we're facing in our communities. Y'all need to understand the difference between lawmakers and actually grassroots organizations or people that does the necessary work in the community. to slow a lot of this down. Throughout my years, and a lot of y'all know, we fought with the spy plane to reduce the unalive rate in Baltimore City with the pew pew. Okay? Now, they got it down under 300. They got it down now under 250. Now, the last report with the pew pew for 2024, it was only 201 with the pew pew. Now, a part of me don't believe it, but they got it down. Okay? And the way I look at it, because I'm more involved in the community, it's the people. And a lot of people got arrested and all that type of stuff. But it's the people that's committing these things that has to back up. So a lot of times when they seeing their boys, you know, go over to the big old slave plantation and all that type of stuff, some of them wake up because they don't want to go. Then you got so many programs, and not just in Baltimore City, but whatever city there is, even in DC. Y'all ain't hearing about it. But you got programs that's actually on the ground level doing the necessary work. Can y'all please tell Trump that? If not, tell him call me, and I'll tell him. Come on, gangster. You know what time it is, Trump. Come on. We ain't blind to what you doing, bro. We ain't blind to what you trying to do. You're 78 years old. I know where you come from, bro. Your background very well. And I know the type of people that you mingled with. And what you actually doing to the American people is really sad. Because that's not why we put you in position. And I didn't do it. But I'm just saying, you are the president of the United States. Your goal is the people, not to hurt the people, not to dictate, not to try to control the people. Your goal as president of the United States, they hired you. They put you back in a position to better watch over the people. I can't see where you doing a great job at, and I'm 63 years old. I can't see it. I can't see it. I can see we going back to 16, 19 messing with you and your bros or whoever. I see it. And I'm not the only one. I'm just like, for me, I just run off at my damn mouth for the stuff that I see. I'm not like a lot of people. I'm not scared to speak the fucking truth. Excuse my language. I watch a lot of people come on TikTok, talk a real good goddamn game. And I'm trying to listen to hear, like, well, I started a program and such and such and such, and this is what we doing to, like, slow down the crime rate or slow down the scrubs and all this type of stuff. I don't hear y'all talk like that. I don't hear. But y'all will add a bunch of chaos and confusion to it. So that helps me to understand where your heart, where your mind, where your spirit, and where your soul is really at. And you talk a good game. And I sit here and I come up on certain panels and I hear that. And the moment I open up my mouth and tell y'all what Steve Copeland doing in Baltimore City to slow a lot of this down. As a homeless advocate, right? I ended up opening up a housing program. It's temporary to permanent housing. I house mainly women and children. A lot of you brothers, and you need to open this up. If you created children, no man should have to tell you to take care of your children. No woman should have to tell you to take care of your children. Even if y'all not together, the goal is the kids need to feel this in here. They need to feel that spirit. They need to feel that biological side of you. You are the other side of them. Their mother's there. Then they need the dad. And I can tell you that for 63 years old, I can't even tell you if my father living or not. And it's sad. So what I made the decision to do is never to allow my kids to feel that pain I feel by my father not being in my life. I can't blame it on the white man. I can't blame it on the Chinese man. I can't blame it on the Hebrew or the Israelite. Whatever choices he made and why he never reached out to me, I might not never know. But I have to find peace within my spirit with all of that. And sometimes as a grown man, I'm telling you, that shit can hurt. So y'all talk about, oh, he should be caught up in his feelings and his emotions. You're going to get this, bro. If you try to come for me like that, you're going to get it. Because number one, I got that right. And you don't never tell a person how to express themselves. Because you want to try to play hard and tough and all of that. But then when you in the dark, I know your butt be over there crying. You know why I say that? Because we're human with feelings and emotions. My thing is, don't act out in a destructive way. That's why a lot of our inner city youth tend to act the way they do. Because, you know, when they get angry, when they get frustrated, when they get hurt, or when they feel like they're under attack, they're going to come up on you. They're going to come up. That wall of defense will come up. I'm talking about something that I lived today when it comes to certain things in my life. No, I don't carry this. I used to. I don't carry nothing that I know I might get mad and take somebody down. I don't. Because number one, it's about having self-control and discipline in those areas today. I was blessed in a way to be in prison for like 11 months. That was the hardest time of my life. I don't know about none of y'all. I don't like no prison. Y'all, a lot of y'all been to prison, in and out of prison since y'all was like 6 months. Some of y'all been in Alcatraz at 9 months. And I'm like, what the hell? Not me. I'm telling you right now, prosecutor. I'm telling you right now, Ivan Bates, and you know, Brandon Scott, you know, Antonio Hayes, you know, Senator Antonio Hayes, you know, I'm a simple black man that retired from trucking 6 years ago. That opened that door for me to spend more time in helping us to rebuild Baltimore City. I started a page, A New Be More City, rebuilding our communities. If you read the abouts, right, of that page, why I created it, because back during that time in 2017, we had about 343 unalives in Baltimore City by Pew Pew. Now watch what I'm saying. I say by Pew Pew. It was more people than that was unalive in Baltimore, that lived in Baltimore City, but they was unalive in the county and stuff like that. A lot of stuff of people losing their lives because it wasn't done by Pew Pew, they don't report it. That's why Safe Streets came along in Baltimore City, to help reduce the Pew Pew violence. Now, how can I say this? Because I'm involved in the community. And a lot of y'all need to understand this, right? And we can go back to Reagan time. We can go back to the because I gotta watch my words for TikTok. Crack time came. All right. I remember a lot of this stuff, it comes from higher up. A lot of this stuff is poured into your poor communities in Baltimore City. And I was listening to somebody the other day. They said the poverty rate in Baltimore City is below. I know it's 40,000. Somebody else was saying 32. So the goal with a lot of this and what I'm saying, excuse me, when you have people that rely on state and government funding, we know that's not a lifelong thing. It shouldn't be. It was created for a temporary means of helping you get to that next level. So if you're not willing, and a lot of y'all looking at me on my Facebook page, if you're not willing to bring your goddamn freaking butt out and help make a difference, my thing is shut your fucking mouth. I'm just getting tired. I'm getting tired. Shut your fucking mouth. I'm just getting so tired of this. I'm just getting tired because y'all don't realize it's a lot of great people that put their lives on the line to help turn some stuff around in Baltimore City. And y'all a bunch of lazy, sorry son of a sea biscuits that's plucking my freaking nerves. And most of y'all are white. And I don't normally do this because my daughter-in-law is white. I got nieces and nephews that's mixed. But y'all are, I mean, some of the stuff I've been reading lately, y'all are the most hateful fucking people I ever heard in my life. And I mean, excuse me, I be looking at little stuff y'all be saying, and I just push your profile, and just about every freaking body that got something negative to say about Baltimore City is white. And not just Baltimore City, you talking about the mayor, you talking about the governor. And a lot of y'all is commenting on that bull junk because of Trump. And I can't understand where y'all at with that. Knowing this man been involved with the Epstein file. And that's the best word I can use right now for TikTok. I got daughters. And can you imagine? I mean, 13, 14, these little young girls proud to be around people like this, but not knowing what is about to happen. And I even looked at the parents. Why would the parents allow certain things? I'm going to tell y'all, go on TikTok. Go on, I'm sorry, I said TikTok. Go on fact checkers and Snoops and all of that and read about this man. You're going to be so damn disappointed. Throughout his years, I wasn't reading nothing too much positive about this man. I was not. I was like, oh my God. How did he get in the position he's in? It was 97 convictions, but he was convicted on 34 felonies. And they ain't done with him yet. I even started reading up how was a felon able to get that position where he's at. What pissed me off a lot with that too, with him, I watch how he play the American people, and y'all just eating it up. This man is friends with Putin. This man is friends with people in what, Iraq, Ukraine, all of these foreign countries, because y'all gotta understand he's a billionaire. So business wise, he dealt with a lot of them anyway. Because that's what you do in order to make the money that you make. They're billionaires. Look at Elon Musk and all them. And I shared this with y'all before. We pay 7.5% of state and federal taxes. Your employers pay the same amount for you, which equals up to 15%. Read it. Read it. So they have to pay for you for working for them. So the whole goal is to get you to do it at a cheaper price. Basically, it's called free labor. I'm sitting up here and I posted to my page this guy, because TikTok been putting out some hell of a stuff. And I'm going to tell you, Facebook will not, certain things they will not let on there. But I commend the people. I just want to say this because y'all know where I'm at. Y'all know where my heart is at when it comes to the people. Thanks for a lot of y'all that's been posting a lot of the stuff that I've been seeing on TikTok. And I've been actually fact checking it to make sure that, when I open my mouth, I'm not too offbeat. You get me? But it's a lot of y'all that don't want to know the truth. Oh, he's a great man. Oh, he this. Oh, he that. And I mean, God knows I don't have nothing against this man. I don't have nothing against him. But when I just looked at a picture of him right here, and I was like, ugh, I ain't got nothing against him. It's just knowing what he's doing to us. And it's not just him. I guarantee you any amount of money over in Ukraine, and what's the other one? Iraq or Ukraine and them, I guarantee you every area that they're basically bombing is where the most poor people is at because they need their help the most. I guarantee you. Y'all ain't even paying attention. Y'all ain't even paying attention. Them suckers get together, right? And they talk about doing this over here, doing that over there. Then you got Trump in the middle. Trump, be honest with you, Trump ain't got a damn thing to do with Ukraine and Iraq is doing. He ain't got nothing to do with that. But he's sitting in the middle, you know, trying to get them to do the right things, which in a sense is understandable. But no, your goal is the American people, bro. They have to learn to deal with their own stuff for what's going on with them. Did they stop the war between each other? And then not only that, I can guarantee you, they're not bombing areas that's high class. I can guarantee you they taking down a lot of stuff that the people that need their help the most. And then on top of that, I'm looking at the money it's going to take to rebuild this shit back up. They ain't worried about that because the money not coming out their pockets. Y'all can't see this. Y'all cannot see this. And this guy did 5 steps, right? 5 phases of what Trump is doing. to what Hitler did. Coming in with the National Guards and everything. Showed the same scenarios. Same scenarios. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, as a community activist, as a homeless advocate, as a community outreach coordinator, and I'm only saying this because I'm in the community. Do y'all know, if I step out there to run off at my mouth, I'm gone. And a lot of y'all talk about, we need the National Guard. We need the National Guard. People like myself, even though I would identify myself to them, 9 times out of 10, they've been to snatch me the freak up first. I already know, because I seen it happen some years ago. They aren't trained. They aren't trained to come in and deal with community issues like that. They are trained for combat, basically to kill, steal, and destroy, and for TikTok's sake, unalive for TikTok's sake. And I'm just so surprised y'all can't see this. Y'all cannot see what's happening. And then again, a lot of y'all can actually see what's happening. But you know what you're doing? You turning a blind eye. I know for a fact, you know, I can't fix everything. You get me? I know it. But I've been clean now for 32 years. So I know what it's like to live that old way of life. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be a lying, manipulating, no good son of a sea biscuit, right? Y'all can add the cursing word to it, the cursing words, right? I just started using son of a sea biscuit, so you know what I mean, right? Because I lived it. God brought me out of it. He brought me out of it. God was the one, no matter how religious you is, no matter how you like to quote scripture. But my thing is, no matter how religious you is, no matter how you quote scripture, have you gained that spiritual connection with the Spirit or with God? And guess what? It's in all of us, whether you like it or not. His Spirit lives in all of us. The same way his Spirit was living in Mary. And Mary gave birth to Christ. So I've been listening to a lot of y'all trying to tear it apart. He was not the seed of Joseph. And I sent this over because some guys, whoever y'all is, was kind of talking about some stuff the other day. But see, what y'all have a tendency of doing, you teach right where you at. So when I came in and I said Isaiah prophesies about the virgin's birth. You know scripture. You know scripture. All that bull junk y'all be up there talking. You know scripture. Go back to Isaiah. He prophesies about the coming of Christ. Which the name, he said his name will be called Emmanuel, which means God's with us. I made sure I looked that up too. Because see, what people have a tendency of doing, they teach you from where they at as far as how they're being taught towards their religious doctrine. Guess what? The Jehovah's Witness was doing the same things too until I set them on. I had their Bible. And I'm going to tell you what I love about their Bible. It was plain and simple. But then when it talked about the word, how the word became flesh and dwell amongst his people, and his people didn't recognize him. I don't hear y'all quoting that when y'all try to denounce Christ. I don't hear you doing it. But you know scripture. So I just sit back and I just watch y'all. And I just listen. Because I understand when you caught up in organized religion, it tends to, you got to live a certain way. You got to look this way. You got to look that way. You got to wear a certain thing. You blah, 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 blah. That's a form of controlling your life. And I know some of y'all might feel like you need it. But as an independent person like myself, I don't want to feel held bound or enslaved or oppressed or depressed. So when I work with people, the goal is to free them from your enslavement, from your mental, emotional, and spiritual enslavement. When I listen to a lot of y'all and understand I've been married twice, and one thing I learned in that process of being married, you love and accept your mate for who they are. You do not, you see who they are before you get with them. Then when you get with them, you want to change them. You want to mold them and shape them out to be somebody that you think they should be, but what they were when you met them, that's what attracts you to them. A lot of that I did not understand. You love that individual for who they are. You understand they have a good side, and I'm talking about the personality, the character, the individual. They have a good side of them. And they have a side that tends to get angry, jealous, insecure, all of that, but that's still the same person. You learn to love the whole individual, the good and the bad. That's the complete package. Reason why I could share this? Because I did a lot of that too. Trying to mold and shape somebody out to be who I think they should be. What you're doing, you're stealing their independence. I had to learn. Stop, Steve. Oh, now just because she wears a certain thing, when I first met her, now I don't want her to wear it because you know what? Other guys are going to look at her. They're going to look at her anyway. Just like you. Just because you're in a relationship don't mean, or you married, don't mean women will start looking ugly. Excuse me, the same things with the women. Once you're in a relationship, that don't mean men going to start looking ugly. I'm handsome. All day, all night, afternoon, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And snacks in between. I am a good-looking damn man. Even though I don't have half of my teeth. I'm still a good-looking man. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all be sitting up there worrying about everybody else. Not me. Well, I try not to. Let me say that. I got some coffee with chocolate in it. Chocolate cream. Sugar-free. I taste it. So, I'm starting to feel better mentally and emotionally now. And I'm going to say this, right? I don't know how well Governor Hogan might know Trump. But I was saying to myself, Because this politics, y'all. Y'all got to understand this politics. I said, I hope these mother suckers ain't playing games with the people. Y'all got to understand, they all know each other. And if you listen to what Trump said, he said he met Westmore. I think they was at one of them national, where the service people were. I think they was somewhere like that when he said he met him. Y'all got to understand, Trump is not, and he made that real clear. He said he's not a politician. And I don't even like to call him a businessman because we know a lot of his failures. And that's just what business is about. You can start something and it might not work out. You move to the next. You might start something else and it might not work out. But that's what business is. And in some cases, you can become successful, with your business. So I understand a lot of that because of the stuff I do myself. And yeah, no matter what you do, you want to profit from it. If you start an LLC, you start a full profit business. Your goal is to provide a service, but also get paid for that service too. Just like I shared with y'all, I help the homeless and the less fortunate. My goal with that is, once the money start floating, I want to put like a reserve to the side where certain people that need housing or they need temporary housing, but they don't want to go into a shelter and stuff like that for whatever reason, right? At least I can watch out for them for a couple of months until we can get them on their feet if they don't have the proper income coming in. That's why a lot of times I ask y'all to donate towards the LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope financially. I got a lot of pastors in Baltimore City, bishops, all that good stuff. And y'all see my stuff. And y'all know what Jesus Christ was all about when he came on this earth and he walked through the community, him and the apostles. Y'all know what that work was all about. And y'all watch me ask for help. If it's 500, if it's 250, if it's 1,000, you can take up a little love offering. Help me, help them. We didn't house about 5 families that some people reached out in DC for us to house. So I'm dealing with this lady named Coco. And Coco had a lot of property here in Baltimore. So now when I get phone calls, I can guide them to Coco. Kevin Snowden in Baltimore City, he have houses too. Now he charged $650 per bed, single, and I think he goes up to around about 8. Who cares? But it's the work she doing. That sounds ghetto to you because that goes to show where your mindset is that your ghetto is all outdoors. See, I'm sitting up here talking about people that's doing great things. And you stink too. You stink. Let me stop. You're a miserable person, aren't you? You miserable, aren't you? Because you know what? Most of the time when people make negative comments, that means you miserable as shit. You is a miserable goddamn human being. You ain't even got to say yeah, because I already know it. I don't know if that's a nickname, Coco or what, right? But I know it's Coco. But she has a lot of properties, and she's willing to work with our homeless and less fortunate population. And you hear me over here talking about the homeless and less fortunate population, and you want to come in with something negative, you miserable goddamn going blanky wanky wank, blanky wanky wank. I know you probably didn't mean it, but sometimes when people sharing certain things, we just need to listen. Because when I see people making negative comments about certain things, that goes to show me where your mindset is at, where your heart is at. It does. Look at this look on my face. Ugh. 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 Oof. Stay away from me. Anybody know me? No, I don't play when it comes to Baltimore City. Anybody know me? No, I do my best in helping to reduce a lot of, the destructive behaviors in Baltimore City. And I want to make this real clear because I always say because I had to learn to participate, but I work with a lot of people. And that's the thing that kind of gets me right from what I'm hearing, mainly with Trump. Because as far as I care, Trump is a piece of crap. And I hate mentioning this man's name because I don't know who might knock on my door. Well, you on there defamation of character about this great man that's on the Epstein file. Mm-hmm. They ain't even got to show the file. But the more I think about that, I think about Bill Cosby. I think about how a lot of y'all came for Bill Cosby, but y'all will not come for him. And then I look at this too, R. Kelly, P. Diddy. Did they? You know what? WM. I wouldn't doubt it. You know, out of all the organizations I work with, I don't work with the NAACP. Communities United is Communities United of Baltimore, Maryland. They represent the Black community, the inner city poor Black community. They represent them, so they fight for their equal rights, civil rights, constitutional rights. So a lot of stuff that started happening, I noticed the NAACP wasn't coming out on it. A lot of the stuff they should have fought for certain things that happened to Black people in Baltimore City. And I know the guy. I know him. Not only that, Dr. Chisholm is part of the NAACP. Now, he's one of those guys, he speak out like I do. And if you watch him, and I'm not saying he's by himself, but he's normally by himself. Whenever he speak against a lot of the corruption that's going on, he's by himself. And a lot of people I found out too that normally get paid for their positions, they held bound by certain laws. Because I could have became like I was a board member with Communities United for almost 2 years. So whenever they needed somebody to come and speak on something, you know, my director would ask me. And she would ask other ones, but she would ask me too. It all depends on where we at, you know, what we talking about right now. My director had a problem with me because we fought WM. We fought to get that spy plane over Baltimore City, and she was against it. But now check this out. We got cameras everywhere in Baltimore City, but they're not using it to resolve a lot of the issues or crises in Baltimore City. So when that plane came up, and because of the monitors, the cameras and everything that's on there, we knew in what areas a lot of the cameras wasn't working in. I delivered to one of them places because, you know, whoever put the cameras up and they do what they do, they get the contract, right? $1 billion contract or hundreds of millions, you know. So I delivered to one of them places. I said, wait a minute. Is this the cameras and stuff they be putting up out there? He said, yeah. He said, man, don't believe the hype. See, that's one of the things about doing what I do. And mind you, I'm a simple man. But some years ago, I became a community activist, a community organizer. Now, as a community organizer, Donald Trump, what we do, Donald Trump, and I can help your National Guards, Donald Trump, understand what it's like to come in, not bully, because basically what they did, if you think they did a great job, you got to understand hustlers going to hustle. They just won't hustle right there. They'll go to another place. Because back in the days when we knew the popo was coming, we would put our stuff away and act just as normal as possible. That's why a lot of y'all don't understand the hype. Y'all don't understand the game. Because we gave them that respect. That's all they doing. But guess what? They will move to another area. And if you come in that area, they will move to another area. I don't know why y'all think they done stopped it. Because you got people that's caught up, right? What? Shut up before I beat your butt. But look, nah, bro, listen to what I'm saying. I'm sharing from a level of personal experience, not based around my opinion and what I think and how I feel. I come from it. So they're going to move to another area. Then you have the ones that's caught up. Now, some of them might have went into recovery. You get me? But some of them, they stuck. So no matter what, they gotta feed that thing. You know what I mean? So they gonna do it. That ain't stopping nothing. It ain't stopping nothing. Now they promoting stuff and they saying certain things and they want you to feel as though this is helpful, but you sending a bunch of armed people in. You sending a bunch of armed people in that's trained to take lives, not save lives. To intimidate the people. And I'm going to tell you right now, back in the days, You came in our neighborhood and you call yourself trying to take over or come in. Hey, that's why I said I pray to God our young men don't rear up. And I'm listening to some of them because you got some polices that they know that's come that with the National Guard that's coming in, the CIA or IC and the FBI. And you got some of them kids that know the polices that's there with them, and they leaning on the polices. They horn the polices. I'm like, listen to this. And the thing is, when you know your rights. And one dude was talking about how, yeah, that officer right there, he underlined people, blah, 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 blah. And the guy had his light on him the whole time. You couldn't even see his face. I'm talking about the officer face. People know what they doing. And like I said, I can tell you right now, because they are trained a certain way. Somebody like myself will try to talk to them. They've been to lock me up. Because the moment I come in and let them know some of the stuff I do around, if they come to Baltimore City, let them know some of the stuff that I do around Baltimore City with others to help slow a lot of this down, I'm a threat to them. Only reason why I'm saying that, because you got to understand the way they are trained. Their goal is to come in, try to intimidate you. Watch how people be arguing with them. Watch how a lot of the protesters and stuff, they be arguing with them because their mindset. And I'm talking about our National Guard. I'm talking about the I can say somebody calling my phone. I'm talking about ICE. They talking about the guys with the mask on. That's probably not really a part of like the FBI and all of that. Then we got females coming up missing. I just thought about P. Diddy just now. How they might have people hiding over in the White House basement. Talking about young females. There's a reason for all of this. And it's sad how we just sit back, a lot of us, and we okay with it. Right now, I got a cast on my leg. They told me that I would be down for about 6 to 8 weeks. So a lot of the stuff I'm used to doing, I can't do. And I'm talking about being physically in public. Now, because I do have this cast on, I have it in a boot. I have a boot that I put my cast in where I can, if it get to that point, if I have to go and step out, I can step out. But I'm trying to sit still and do what I gotta do, health-wise, for me first. I'm getting phone calls out the Yang Yang for housing. So I'll call them back, or I'll send them Coco's number and tell them talk with her. If it's somebody like a family-wise, I'll tell them talk with her, see what she can do. Because I know she has more of the space when it comes to, I'm going to say, women and children. Go ahead. I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna hurt. Oh, now you're gonna say it sound legit. William, I'm gonna hurt you. You said now it sounds legit. I appreciate it. Seriously, I appreciate it because it's a couple of them where that well, I see WM. It's a couple of people that when I say that, I'm talking about like real estate investors, like property managers, rental agents, stuff like that. Because understand, my program is temporary. So as they graduate from my program, the goal is to put you into permanent housing. So it's a lot that reached out to me that's willing to work with the clients. And that's what I need. A lot of the clients, y'all got to understand, they are mostly your poor people. Anybody that's, I'm going to say most of your conservatives, I don't expect for your conservatives, your middle class, your upper class. I don't expect for them to go through certain things like your poor people do. And for a lot of people that don't understand, yes, some people will take advantage. And that's probably what 95% of the time will take advantage of the state and government funding. But some of us are here to try to break that cycle with some. Like it was explained to me, because I normally tell a mother with children, give me 3 to 6 months, right? As far as working with them. Because the goal is to fix it where they can become more independent, where they do not have to rely on state and government funding. But a friend of mine's common sense sent me something that says, Steve, for the women with children, you might have to give them up to 18 to 24 months. I mean, I appreciate it. I'm not taking it personal. WM. I'm not taking it personal because I know sometimes. I mean, we all don't see things alike. Get me? Yeah. So I don't take it personal. I do get a lot of people that comes up against me. A lot. And be honest with you, the majority of them are black. It's my own people that tends to come against me. And I didn't understand this. And I asked my cousin, I was like, why we, tend to come at each other the way we do, so hard at each other the way we do. And he sent me something back and said PTSD. Now, that's considered as post-traumatic slave post. Thanks, WM. That's the whole goal too. Because once you realize the journey is spiritual, it's spiritual. And for some people, and I just thought about this one because certain people who live a good morally life, they just keep it plain and simple. Understand the difference between right and wrong. So the way they live their life, some people I ask, like, are you a Christian or something like that, right? And they be like, no, they don't believe. But it's just that they live a good, God, morally, I'm trying to put the words together, right? They just live a great life. And it's about getting that spiritual balance, mainly when you know yourself. So anybody that's lost and you come into my life, the goal is to help you get found. Anybody that's lost, you come into my life, The goal is to help you get found. I don't care what your religion is. If you choose to take other routes to build that connection with God or a higher power or power greater than yourself, or if you believe in Mother Earth, if you believe in the third eye, if you believe in all that, that's fine. Because no matter what, the universe, no matter what, it's a spiritual journey. You seeking comfort and refuge in him, whoever the creator might be to you. I don't even get caught up, right? And when I tell people, when I say I am a Christian, right? I'm talking about emulating Christ's humility, being a loving, caring, kind, considerate person. I'm talking about my character. I'm talking about my personality. Y'all will take it all the way to the religion. Nope. I'm talking about my character as a human being. When I tell you I'm a loving, caring, kind, considerate person, now look where I go with this. And if you get me wrong, I know how to play that game too. But I like this side better. And because of a lot of work that I do on this side, the WM, I found myself getting in trouble with the police too. Because when you, it's like when, I was going to say when you preach, when you trying to really help to make a difference in the lives of people, like you said, MLK, WM, you say MLK, step up to the plate like a Martin Luther King. Step up to the plate like MLK. I'm trying to think of some other names, right? Like Marvis Garvey. I wasn't into a lot of them. But when you step up to the plate to represent the people, they will come for your butt like crazy. Look what they're doing with Jasmine Crockett. And I tell them, I said, no. Nope. They call her ghetto and everything. I said, nope. I will come for your ass. I ain't got no problem with that. I said, as far as Jasmine Crockett, I think she's very conservative. I think she's more, intellectual. But once I found out that she was a community activist, and I'm going to say a human rights advocate, then I understood why she speaks the way she speaks. Well, let me share this with you too, WM. I do not give the devil credit. I do not give. If you notice, you never hear me say the devil this or the demon that, because I started understanding we have power over this. It's about using your power. And I understand this unless time has changed. Lucifer, what you said, the serpent. Lucifer is in a dungeon. He's in a prison with some other angels who was just as powerful as him. And they will be released one day. Now, if they release now, I ain't read too much on it yet. But there are entities that's running around causing and wreaking a lot of havoc. I don't give them suckers their power. I do not. I do not condemn people to hell. I hear some people that go in scripture and they pull out scripture that will condemn you straight to hell. Well, let me share this with a lot of y'all. Like to play with scripture. If you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and your Savior, what is his graces for? They unalived him when he accepted the sins of the world, right? For all that believes in him. You're not hell-bound by your sins. And that's what he said to the point of grace. But what he said, you are living in mercy now. And he already know. He already knew. God already know. You will never live in this flesh without falling short. So anything that I go against the word with today, God already knew I was going to do it. He already knew the date, the time, and when. I'm the one that didn't know. So a lot of times I got to say, Lord, please forgive me for the sin I committed against the body of Christ. You remember I just said me, because of my relationship with him. That's why my goal is to help people gain a relationship. As a deacon, as a man of God myself, my goal is to encourage you and motivate you and empower you and strengthen you to bring you out of, letting you know that you can turn that thing around. You got to be willing to do the necessary work. I know my job. I know what I was called to do. I know. And it's not to carry the titles of a deacon, of a community activist, of a human rights advocate, as a community organizer, as a community outreach coordinator. I wear a lot of hats. But guess what? My love is for the people. And a lot of people don't want you to help people understand that you can turn your life around a day at a time. You got to surrender. Enough is enough is enough is enough. You got to learn to change your old ways of thinking. I ain't that rotten, no good person like I used to be. I can tell you now, at 63, WM, I can tell you now, at 63, a lot of the stuff I used to do, bro, I just don't do no more. Some things you outgrow. So y'all can take it on a religious journey, repent. It's a day at a time. You repent a day at a time. You turn away from your wicked ways. But sometimes I might want to grab hold of that bull junk because I'm bored. I'm like, Lord, please forgive me. And I'll practice certain things. He already know. I'm telling y'all, that's how I look. My relationship, I don't care what none of y'all say. I understand the point of the Father. I understand the point of the Son. I understand the point of the Holy Spirit, because that's what's guiding my life today. Jesus said, I'm going to leave one behind that's going to comfort you, going to watch out for you, going to protect you. He was talking about the Holy Spirit. Y'all know this. It's written in Bible. You missing it? Israelites, you missing it? Are you missing it? Because I don't read all that other stuff. It's only one God, one faith, one baptism. And guess what? I learned through my process, through my walk, that God doesn't just deal with everybody through Jesus. Oops, no, he did not say that. It's Bible that tells you the only way to get to the Father is through the Son. That's what scriptures tell us. And if you read Bible just like I do, you understand what it's saying. The only way to get to the Father is through the Son. Now that's the Holy Scriptures. So whatever material you might be reading now, manuscript and all of that, however he worked with you and your religion, through your you know religious teaching and doctrine and all of that, that's how God worked with you. What's up, son? That's how he worked with you. So I can't knock that. I can't knock it. But because some of us that's I'm gonna say religious or spiritual oriented. Oh God, I didn't mean that. Scripture oriented. We're gonna push it on you. But see, I'm not pushing it. My thing is this. I know how to be a fisher of men and women and children. That's what I do. I am a fisher of men, of women, and children. I'm a fisher of his lost generation of people. So a lot of times you have to learn to encourage them, to motivate them, to build up their insides, mainly with people that feel like nobody cares. Y'all missed the boat. I'm trying my best. It's not much, OG. Just sitting back, trying to enjoy this vacation with this cast on my leg. They told me I'm gonna be down for 6 to 8 weeks. I said, no, but I'm just trying to chill. Uh, just trying to be obedient. Understand that God has a way of doing things. He have a way of doing things to shut you down. I just thank God when they operated on my feet, and when I came to, I looked down at my feet and I seen my 3 toes still there. I said, good, they didn't take them. Being a diabetic is not no joke, y'all. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I do everything I can humanly possible to take care of myself. But I did not know, and I'm learning more and more and more, how diabetes can affect like your heart, your kidneys. It can affect other organs. Because when I went to the hospital, they have to give me stuff to thin out my blood and all that type of stuff. They could not get like a vein, and I mean I'm drinking water, I'm doing what I gotta do. So they had to give me pills for that. They had to when you don't really get yourself checked out and certain things started happening that I wasn't aware of with the body, you know, like I said, they were starting to give me this blood thinning stuff, and I'm trying to think of other stuff that they was giving me to build back up within the body, within your organs, so that your organs can function right. And I've been trying to fix it where I don't have to take insulin no more. So I figured if I lose weight and I eat right, you know, exercise, little stuff like that, um, it will come to a point where I won't have to take the insulin, where I won't have to take any of the diabetes medication. A lot of y'all say stuff like this. Oh, I can help you get off. I can help you do this. I can help you do that. And then I don't hear nothing else from nobody else. I have to go to the eye doctors. I already know that. I forgot which one, but I have a cataract in one of my eyes. So with the insurance that I have now, I can get the things checked out, and I can get my teeth replaced. If y'all think I'm handsome now, wait till I get there. I'll be handsome earth. And look, and y'all bet not laugh. I ordered me some teeth, right? You know them suckers white as hell? And my teeth aren't white, even though it's like coffee stain. But even if you clean them, my teeth is not white. So when I put it in my mouth, right? Because I wanted to. So once I do that, I got to do the bottom too. Because they was white as shit. Because when I put them in there and I looked down here, it was like, that's not going to work. That's not going to work like that. What happened? Hello? That daggone thing froze. TikTok, stop playing. Now I'm over here trying to see what did I might have said. But look, you don't want me to say nothing about the false teeth TikTok? God damn. They can still order the false teeth off of him. I'm going to tell you, look, it didn't work for me. So I would have to put the tops and the bottom in TikTok. That's what I'm talking about. OG, I see you doing, I see you doing your thing. Yeah, bro, I'm just, still doing what I'm doing. This right here kind of slows some stuff up, but I know it's a reason why God do what he do, right? So I've been trying to just be patient because I know he still have greater things, my brother. I know he do. So it's not like nothing is lost. It's just for me, I want what I want. I want it now. But I had to realize everything come in his time. So be honest with you, lately I've been trying to, like, with this, relax. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro, I've been trying to relax mentally and spiritually. Yeah, 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 yeah. Cause I didn't expect that. And a lot of the people that's a part of the team, oh, they there. They still there. Oh, they there. They understand a lot too. And because I know this next move, man, I have some great people like you that I know that's here. So it's just allowing God to do what he do. And to be honest with you, and I know you done heard me say it 1,000 times, I want my own building. You know what I mean? Right. I got you. I've been seeing you playing games and all this stuff. I'm like, what the heck? I've been seeing you. I just come through, man. It's like, I seen you with your panel full one day, and I ain't get too deep in it because most of them was a little light skinned, right? So I didn't get too deep in it. But whatever y'all was talking about, it was all right. But it was just most of them I seen was, yeah. It's just certain things, man. When I say certain things, I'm like dealing with certain people and their platforms. It's like ew. It's like ew. I'm telling you, it don't even feel right no more. It don't even feel right. You know, I have to really catch somebody that I respect to the utmost with their platforms on here because it's just so much crap. It's just so much crap. And I'm just not in certain spaces anymore for it. You know, um, I'm not. And to be honest, bro, it's a good feeling when I can lay in this bed and shoot everything out and just lay there and then watch a movie. I haven't watched a whole movie in years. So the goal is to try to get back to certain little things so life won't appear to be so stressful. I ain't no spring chicken no more. So the goal is in me saying that, and for the stuff that I do, I'm not trying to have a heart attack. I'm not trying to have a stroke. So I have to be real careful with how I do stuff. And most of all, you heard me say how being a diabetic, right? Um, how it affects the heart, muscles, vessels, the kidney. I had to get checked for all of that to make sure that this old tractor trailer running right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And see the good part too, I'm back on my insulin. And because I was out of insulin for months, my A1C went up. I'm quite sure it's coming back down now because I'm back on my medication. I'm doing what I gotta do with the insulin and stuff. So I know how important it is. I know how important it is to take your insulin like you're supposed to. All right, bro, no problem. That's great. So they finally sent you something. So the Frederick Douglass building, it's an area in that building. It's an area in that building, right? That I would love to get. And it separates us from the ones that's actually in the apartments itself because it sits off from it. And I want that. And I thought the girl, this is what's getting me with people, y'all. I thought the girl was going to really work with what I do on the temporary housing part. That's a great spot. So what I was sharing with her about too, because I'm starting to roll again, right? I was down for 2 years. So the thing is, if I can find somebody to actually work with me, we can go for it. Because their whole thing is they just want to make sure they get paid. Well, it's a lot of schools that I looked at because I started looking up other schools, right? That school that I looked at, right? The lady called me. She told me that they got something planned for it, but now it's still vacant. So I don't know what plans they have. But now keep in mind, there's a lot of schools that's vacant in Baltimore City. And the goal is to try to get one. But now, if you don't have the actual finances as you sitting down and talking with them to at least purchase it, that's why I would have to get a partner. And once you do that, and I'm gonna show you this. In my case, I have people. Well, one right now, one would be great. One with a recreation center and all of that. You just want the school for the classrooms. That's basically the classrooms, offices, stuff like that. And that's the same with this building that I'm talking about, the Frederick Douglass building. That area do have offices in it too. It has offices in it. It has because it's an old school, and the inside, they have like a park area in the back where the kids can play and enjoy themselves. So a lot of this I was looking at, and it might come. It might come. But anyway, the goal is to get my own in my own name, where I don't have to put up with nobody else's bull crap that like I'm leasing from. So taking on a business partner is what I'm looking at now, because I need somebody with me to do this. I do. You know, I've been looking for business partners. I've been looking for sponsors, and I've been looking for investors. Uh, Plus Jones, and I know you probably in the background, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because him and I went looking at this building a while back. I think they wanted almost 500,000 for that building, and I don't know what really happened, but it just didn't work out. It didn't work out. But we were trying to get the building and everything. We were trying to get them to come down with the prices and stuff, uh, but it didn't work out. And each time, um, OG, I might sit down with some people thinking that we about to do some stuff together. And it's like we right there, but something happened where it just don't go to the next level. So I have a whole team when it comes to us doing certain things. A lender, a designer, master contractors, stuff like that. All of that. So, but with me right now, with all of that, OG, is to focus really getting the temporary housing program stable, where I can go to that next level after that. Come on, OG. OG?
I got company right now, bro.
Okay. Huh? All right. So that's, I mean,
I got a house full right now, so give me a few minutes and I'll be right with you.
Okay. And see, that's where my heart is at, because one, it's like God lined this up. Don't get it wrong. God lined this up. Just like I shared, I was sitting in the balcony in the church. The Holy Spirit hit me and said, I need you more out there. than in here. And in that process of doing what I do, the Holy Spirit laid on me to start rehabbing and revitalizing houses for low to moderate income people. Not only that, the 4 multi-purpose centers. This is what he laid on my spirit. Now, I've been watching a lot of people that's working with our teenagers, our youth, stuff like that. But now, I'm trying to see, do they have like anybody in there teaching the young ladies how to dance or teaching them how to sing? Or not just the young ladies, the men too. Or do they have like instructors in there that's teaching them? Because in my mindset, is to help people embrace their hidden talent. I'm talking about our youth. Because you got some of them that know how to act, know how to sing, know how to dance, but they need somebody to teach them and help them how to properly I'm looking for that word after I said properly. Well, basically to instruct them. That's the word that popped in. But I said this the other day, just like the School of the Arts, and y'all, a lot of y'all in Baltimore City know what the School of the Arts is all about. And I believe they probably have them in other cities too, where they embrace the children's talents, music, theater, art, stuff like that, right? And that's the goal with the multipurpose center. Now, here come your volunteers. Anybody, because I can get a spot. This is what I'm understanding. Even though I am not a licensed professional, if I can get a field or I can get a place where we can do all of this, I can do it. But I hire you because you have the license as a professional football player. You can teach. That's all I'm trying to say. Soccer player, lacrosse. Long as you license and with your profession, that's all I got to do is get the spot. The same way with my housing program, right? I hire the professionals to come in and help the clients with the wraparound services like the PRP, the therapist, the therapist, and or the psychiatrist, medical field wise, training. Long as you license, I can bring you on your business to work with the clients. Long as you can build Medicaid for your services, I can bring you aboard. I've been doing it for years, so I already know. And then when I looked up the same things towards the recreation center, OG, and you was talking about the school, that would be perfect right there. Because as long as we have these classes in there, because we'll put them in there, and we can get like teachers, retired, we can get college students to come in and work with our youth and everything like that. And that's what I look forward to. That's what I look forward to. So when I look at, I was reading something. Tashawn sent me something, said somebody on TikTok you may know. There's a lot of people on TikTok I know. I'm starting to see a lot of people from Baltimore City on TikTok that I know. But trying to get their pages up like this where they can go live and do certain things. These are people I know that do work in the community. But yeah, all of this right? God has laid on my spirit. And that's why when I sit down with the big wheels and I share certain things with them, they can't believe it. They can't believe that he knows what he knows, what he knows. But what a lot of them will do when they really want to see you move in the right direction with it, the ones that's more seasoned, because they'll see where you at here, and the ones that's more seasoned will encourage you to go here, to that next step, to the next step. I just wish more people with money would jump up to the plate. And I be sitting back thinking like this: they got all they got goddamn money. When you're gone, you can't take it with you. But they so tight with it. And then when I really, really look at it, it's like you can't blame them. That's how they're able to save their money. I was looking, huh?
I'm sitting on mine.
Uh-huh.
I really am until it's really time for me to do what I need to do. I'm just sitting on mine for a while. I mean, I haven't even done anything yet. Nothing. Not even a vehicle. Nothing. Because it's not meant for me to touch right now. So why do it?
And see, that's what I'm saying, because it's a lot of people, you know, and I'm only speaking on the ones that basically in Baltimore City, or you on my Facebook page. I have 5,000 Facebook friends, and a lot of y'all know what I do. Rather it's church wise, rather it's NA wise. And when I look and I see some of the friends we have, right? Friends we might have together. Hey, Steve, what the what? Oh my God, I've been thinking about you. I know, Steve. Wait a minute, OG. This a guy that does a lot of work around Baltimore City, and I have not been hearing too much from you, bro. But I know you busy, DJ. I know you busy. Do a lot of great work in Baltimore City, man. That's what kind of pissed me off with Donald Trump's statement out his mouth. When Donald Trump made that statement, I'm like, you know, he want to attack Westmore and Brandon Scott. I'm like, man, you don't know the work we do. People like us, Steve, in Baltimore City to help try to reduce a lot of this stuff. And you might have a small amount. That's why I said one apple tends to spoil the whole bunch. Because you might have one area or say group of people that tends to cause havoc, but it makes the whole thing look bad. And we do have, I mean, it's a lot more that can be done. It's a lot. But my thing is, I'm watching We Owls Us. I'm watching Baltimore Peace Movement. I'm watching Hugs Don't Shoot. I'm watching Lisa Mola. I'm watching all the work that these people do with our youth. Us mainly work with the adults, but they working with the youth too now. I'm watching what they do, so I can't wait to that point where I can at least go and be back around them again. Not only that, Coy McCray, he's a senator. That man more in the community than most senators I know. Sean Stenton in the community. I'm talking about with programs. They didn't start the programs, but they out there supporting the people that started the programs. So I see it. I see it. That's why I was making that a statement, because I noticed a lot of people since Trump been making that negative statement about Baltimore City. There's been a lot of people coming behind trying to knock Westmore. And I'm gonna tell you, when I first, it was OG. When I first met, I went to meet Westmore. But when I heard him and they interviewed him, and he was a troubled child, right? He was a troubled child. And because of what he experienced, a lot of times that's why people do what they do to give back. Well, anyway, I wanted to know, I wanted to be around him, to be honest with you, to feel his spirit. I wanted to feel his spirit to see, was his spirit really right for the people? Is he serious about helping the people? So I was called to come down on Chester Street, which they told me he's supposed to have been down there. But when I got down there, it was his wife. He wasn't there. He had to go to Annapolis. But when I met his wife, I felt the spirit that I needed to feel. And I realized they're actually for the people. They're for the people. And see, that's why for me, because of my spirit, I'll get close to you. And once I get close to you, it's like that's just a gift I have, that spirit. And sometimes, it's oh no. Let me go back. Because I have the spirit of human insight, right? And I thought I lost it, OG. I thought I lost it. But what a friend brought to my attention, she said, "Nah, Steve, you didn't lose it." She said, "What happens, you look past the evil to see the good." I said, wow. So I see you for who you are, but I also see you for who you can be, because I see that good side of you, but you will allow that negative side to take more hold. And once I start realizing that, be honest with you, that you're not running on that positive energy, I will start backing up off you. I will. I will. And it's not to knock you, because I know your heart might be in the right place. But it's just that I can see that negative side that you're working with is more of that energy. But once she explained that to me, I was like, thank you. Because I couldn't understand why I wasn't seeing stuff the way I used to. But once she explained that to me, and she's very, very spiritual. Once she explained that to me, she said, you tend to look, you see it, but you'll look past that bad to focus more on the good. And I was like, wow, thank you. Because it made a lot of sense to me when she said it spiritually. And that's what we tend to do. It's like when we let people in our life, OG, and they have seem like they have all the right credentials. And some of them, most of them do. But I'm going to tell you, when that other side show up, it's like, what in the world? And I'm going to say his name, Harry Mead. This brother, man, I met before I was arrested. Our goal was to start our own little team, right? Preaching all this God, Gucci fearing stuff. When I got locked up, he supported me the whole time I was gone. Met my children. I don't let everybody meet my children. I don't play that. Talking all this Gucci stuff, God stuff. got this building, OG. This turkey came in. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your business. That's your business. Don't tell me what to do with mine. And started undermining everything I was doing. And right now, be honest, I had to let him go. And another person that I've been with, been knowing for 17 years, I had to let him go. I thought they really had my best interest. God-fearing people. And I had to let them go. I'm like, I can't believe this. All that Gucci stuff you talked and blah, 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 blah. Let them go. I ain't got time for it. And that stuff will wear you out. Because it makes you question yourself. You know. Oh, Jane. How's the business going?
It's going. It's going.
Did you get your truck and stuff?
No.
Why?
It's not time yet. I told you, I've been sitting on this, bro. God told me no, so I'm doing what God is telling me to do right now. He's telling me just hold tight. There's your blessings are coming, so just hold on. And I'm like, okay, well, if that's the case, I gotta do what he tells me to do. I gotta follow his divine order at this point in time.
Right. Well, I'm waiting for him to say, there go your building. Yeah, I know everything coming. What's up, Dan? Dale? I know it's coming, man. I know it's coming. It's just sometimes I have to ask myself, the goal is not to step in front of God as far as doing my thing or trying to outdo him. So that was one of my biggest things coming back into doing what I'm doing. And that's the goal when I said about being patient, because sometimes I want what I want when I want it. So I had to just learn to sit still. Like right now, a lot of the stuff that's happening to me, it's like I believe this is his way of like telling me to sit still, shutting me down. And I'm trying to just be obedient, you know, other than coming on my live and stuff like that. And then somebody called me about housing. I got them towards Coco. And I got that's what I've been doing. And the people that's still in the apartment building, still in the building, some of them Coco replaced. She put them in a apartment, well, put them in a room. But it's the ones that's down there that don't want to pay. And they think it's okay and they're going to live somewhere for free. That's not the case, you know. So those are the ones that I'm really going to have to push, because I do not want nobody to kick them out in the streets. They already dealing with homelessness, and I don't need nobody to turn around and kick them out to be homeless again. I was just reading something that somebody responded to. I don't know what they said. You need to have way more homicides that be better. He was responding to something I said about us. You need to have way more homicide. I'm telling you, some years ago, it was like 300 or something. It was, ooh, ooh. I'm telling you. I just looked at a guy. I don't know if he was on Pennsylvania, part of Pennsylvania or what. And I believe when they pew-pewed him, it went in his heart, you know. And they was out there doing what they can to bring him back. And sometimes when I see stuff like that, OG, I be like, y'all is making me sick with this. And a lot of times, people know who be doing this. People know who do it. And some might tell, some might not tell. Some might tell because they want the person to, reap what they sow. And some might not tell because they're afraid of repercussion, which I understand all of that. Because if you sit up there and point fingers, well, he did it, then they want you to be an eyewitness. And if you don't feel protected, you're not going to do it. Man, you better go, because I know you still doing, you got people that's still, like cutting grass and all that type of stuff for you, right?
Yeah, I still got. I still do some people. I think I've only done like 3 so far this year.
Yeah, cause I know
Everybody quit. All my customers got wind of something that wasn't true, and decided to leave me hanging this year. Past 2 years, after great service for 4 years before my wife passed away. After that, matter of fact, before that, the company was going down anyway. So now they just made sure that they're trying to make me submit, and I'm not. I ain't giving up that easy. What y'all thought? Y'all thought y'all got a weakling? No, I'm sorry. Sorry, my wife didn't teach me that. My wife taught me how to be strong and get what I want. So that's why this foundation is important to me for her.
yeah, cause my thing is mainly with this truck, getting it back up and running. I'm looking at commercializing it, maybe doing Amazon with it, something like that. But still do donations and things like that, because that's why I got the truck. And once I'm really able, feel that freedom of being able to walk and move about the way I really want, uh, a lot of the things I can go back to doing. But when you don't have that access like that, now I got my green truck, and little Steve, it's over there with his mother. Well, it's over there with him. So if I need to go somewhere and stuff like that, he normally I call him, he'll come and get me. You know, because I still got to straighten out my license stuff. Get all of that back in order. And that's one of the things I told myself today, Steve. Put your paperwork over here on the desk. start doing such and such and such and such and such and such and such. Just making sure you know my stuff is straight. Then calling, I gotta call my insurance guy, my medical insurance guy, because I received a letter from Social Security saying something about they not going to continue paying my copay, paying most of my prescription, because my prescriptions are high, so they covers most of it. I just pay a copay because they saying I get too much money. I'm like, yeah, right. I've been working since I was 14. A lot of that money y'all took for state and federal went into Medicaid. So we need to cut this bull junk out. Social Security, you know, because that's part of the money that went into that. I'm retired. Straighten it out. So yeah, I don't know if they made a mistake because I'm with a new insurance company, but I'm gonna call them and see what's going on. Cause I got a prescription right now and I gotta pay $64 for it. So I don't know if that's the regular amount of it because the insurance didn't cover it. So I didn't call the pharmacist yet back to see why is that price what it is. Just to ask them, because I mean, either way, I'm gonna have to pay it because I need my insulin. But it's just the point. Um, I see what they doing now. I see it for myself, and you know, we've been hearing about a lot of people, and they talking about cutting back like SNAP. They talking about cutting back Medicaid, um, and I'm saying to myself, for people that needs this type of stuff the most, it's going to end up starving. A lot of people that need that extra prescription coverage, it's going to be some sick people, and that's the word that I could use because I was trying to get to. It's going to be some unalive people, and I'm just trying to see if certain people is really just setting this up for this stuff to happen like this. It's a slow process, but is they setting it up? Is they deliberately setting this stuff up to really take people out? Because that's all it's boiling down to. I mean, no matter what, we're going to pay taxes. State and government, we're going to pay taxes. And the taxes are supposed to cover these programs. I'm like, what is they doing with the money? And they trying to blame it on the Democrats. Whatever. Whatever. It ain't a one-sided thing. Y'all need to cut that bull junk out. Trying to blame the Democrats. And then we'll sit up here and watch the Democrats and the Republicans fellowshipping together. And I'm looking at when they went to Jimmy Carter's funeral, right? You got Barack and and Trump sitting beside each other talking. I'm like, y'all don't get this bull jump. I'm like, y'all don't catch this. Kind of make me wondering, did Trump reach out to Governor Hogan? I mean, I keep saying Hogan. Westmore, come on, we're going to start this mess right here, all right? Come on, just follow my lead. I be thinking about little stuff like that, OG. Cause I'm like, these motherfuckers, man. Come on, they know each other. Darn. My thing is just keep doing what we doing to encourage and motivate the people in doing the right things. Yeah, but OG, to finish back off what I was saying, um, the Frederick Douglass building, the area that she showed me, I loved it because that's where we had our meetings at and everything. And she that blocks us off from the actual apartment people. But now because we're doing the temporary part, as my clients begin to grow financially and stuff like that, and I see that they ready for apartment, they can get the apartment there. So that's what I'm just looking at them sliding right into the apartment. And getting with um the Salvation Army, their their housing program is called the Pathway. And I have a friend that's connected with them, and he sent me a client. So he went to send me somebody else, but he was telling me the way it's set up with him and them. He said I don't have. He was saying he don't have like no licensed professionals to help them or whatever. So I said, guess what? I got it. I said you can send them to me because we hooked up though, and the goal is because he's with Pathway, they will cover I think up to 6 months. Help you with your rent and stuff like that up to 6 months. But you have to be in the program. You have to sign up for the pro you know the professional programs like we had, like GED, high school diploma, apprenticeship classes, stuff like that. They gotta sign up for it because the whole goal is, say like if you want to get into a place and your rent is only around about 1,200, they want to make sure that you're financially able to maintain that rent. And not only that, you know, the goal is to teach them how to be responsible for somebody else's property. So they want all of that, and you have to be in the program, you know. So that's with um, Pathway. And like I told him, I said, that's good because number one, I need them over here. So that way, as he sent them my way, then, you know, they work with me to make sure they get taken care of. Now, St. Vincent's, DePaul, they do housing too. And they help pay up to like 12 months. Basically, it's 11. Because on that 12th month, you know, you like now you on your own. But they're working you like the first month might be $100. The second month, 200. The third month, 300. Because they're working you up. And that's just using the 1,200 a month as an example, right? But you got to get the type of work job that will actually pay for your rent. Now, see, my goal with all of that in the process is getting Section 8, working with low income housing, you know, to help them to be able to pay for wherever they at, where it won't cost them as much. So that's my goal too, is reaching out to that program. And the lady at the Frederick Douglass building, she told me that they are contracted with them. So I'm like, good. Because now I got all of this information. It's just connecting myself with them. So if she have it and I bring clients in, she should be able to work with the clients. But then I reached back out to her. She hadn't responded. I'm talking about the girl at Frederick Douglass. I'm talking about the one that's actually worked straight for the office itself, the real estate office. And see, this is what I was saying, OG. You meet people and it start out real good. Now, once she come telling me now we dealing with homeless people. We dealing with low income people. So a lot of your homeless people or people that's on SSI, they normally get like 9 something a month. SSDI, they might get a little bit more because that's what they worked for, right? Then you have TCA. It all depends on what they get from TCA, how many kids they have. Some of them cannot afford $1,000 a month. Not on that. So if you get an SSI, my goal is I have to get you into like a senior citizen building or a building that normally works with a place, apartment complex, that normally works with people that with disabilities, stuff like that. So I know for me, it's normally the senior citizen building because of what you get. And they go according to your income. You might pay, I know my sister, I had to keep her price. I think she was paying $270 a month. That was gas and electric included and everything, 1 bedroom, living room, all that apartment, which left her with like 600. So now you got to stretch that 600 for the rest of the month. You get me? And some people can do that, living off of that amount of money. It's the rent that will drain them a lot. So the girl gonna sit up here, OG, and say, well, they gotta have 3 times the amount for the 1 bedroom apartment was $899. We dealing with homeless people that got a fixed income. They don't have that 3 times the amount to show you. I'm like, all this Gucci talking and stuff and made me feel like they had my back and blah, blah, blah. And she started talking 3 times the amount. Now, some people have it. They just can't get something because of their background check, stuff like that. So that was one of the things too, that they wouldn't judge you too hard according to your background check. But if you got evicted a few times and they see you irresponsible, a lot of them won't let you in because they feel like you're going to do the same things again. Then they'll sit back. One of my clients reached out to me. They charged her double the security amount. And when she went down there, she had now, look, you looking at a $1,300 a month place, gas and electric included, right? Why you gonna go down there with $2,000? You got 13. You hear me, OG? You got 13. That's how much the rent costs. And then on top of that, you supposed to have security. At least the other 13. So you go down there with 2,600, right? You only got 2,000. I said, Steve, I start double checking this stuff. OG, you gotta start making sure that paperwork, stubs and all that lined up. Because I'm sending them to get a permanent place. They ain't even got the damn money. Tell me, I want to get on the list where I can get me a place. So I got you there. Now in my mind, you prepared it. I said, I can't do it again. I can't let that happen again. So now, OG, once we back into the swing of things, now I got to make sure that you actually have the proper income when it comes to wanting to rent. Like if you want a 3 or 4 bedroom, Because when I send you to somebody, I want to make sure your stuff is in order and you actually making the amount. But the goal is, OG, I want them either in, man, if you tell me you working with HUD housing and you have Section 8s and low incomes and with the HUD housing. But I think what they did, OG, they was trying to fix it where they would pay a regular rent before they can apply for the Section 8 and stuff like that. So I said I need to look into that more because I believe this what this landlord was doing. Because he made me think that he had their backs. Tell me, yeah, because I got so many houses with contract wise with HUD housing and blah blah blah. And I'm pumped, OG. You heard me, I'm pumped. But then I got people going down there and then you want to charge them double security. And I asked him, I said, man, why are you, I mean, the double security, right? And a lot of them don't have it like that. He said, well, it's business. I understand it's business. Ah! And know what? He wasn't the only one. The lady at the Frederick Douglass building. And I had to realize, Steve, when you dealing with these landlords like that, or somebody that's working in the office like that, you gotta make sure them clients are truly prepared. Just in case, OG, just in case they can't get Section 8 or the low income to cover certain things. I'm tired of people playing, man. I'm tired of people playing. And I understand it's business. But sometimes, I mean, people need help. 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 So I gotta
Now you see why I've been sitting on what I'm sitting on due to that particular reason. See, I can start at any time. No, there's something telling me no, don't do anything yet. Just hold tight because your blessing's coming. But I'm the same way.
Well, to me, your blessing has came. To me, it came. It's several other buildings that I kind of glanced at, and I said, well, maybe I'll just do women because it's easier. Women and children. I'm sorry, because it's more easier for men to find somewhere to go, and women singles compared to the women and children. So I was looking at that too, OG. Well, talking with God when I said I was looking at that. If it's for me to just focus, because that's my main focus anyway. I've been doing it. Just the women and the children. You know, I even if well, I'm looking at the temporary housing part, but I'm looking at for some of the programs that I want to implement in there as well. So anything that I get, I would love for it to have a commercial kitchen in it. Um, I would even love to have an area where we can do cosmetology and barbering and stuff like that, right? I was looking for the young lady to come that does holistic stuff, right? So I was looking at her gardening and all of this type of stuff. So still, I'm just looking for a space, a building. I know right now, personally, for me, unless God do what He got to do, because it's nothing He can't do. But it's to find basically a place that we can do everything in that one spot that God has laid on my spirit. And I do believe this is what he's preparing. It's just, me being patient. And I don't have no other choice. Because I'm telling you, man, when they told me that, they made me feel like I was crippled. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. I was mad. I was like, no, no. Because I do this in the community. I do that. Blah, 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 blah. How am I going to get around? How am I going to do this and that? So I'm learning to walk with the crutches. I'm learning to walk with the, I got my walker. They called me the other day to tell me that my knee thing is ready and all this and that, right? They just giving me all this equipment. And when I went to the hospital, this the second week, the lady looked at my feet and everything. And she said, I'm gonna put you in a cast. And I have a boot with it. And it's like I walk with a limp. And she said it's real heavy, but it's no weight on it. Cause that callus needs to heal. It needs to heal. And that's why they did the Achilles, right? They loosened that up where I could move my feet about, where once I start putting my shoes back on, my feet won't rub as much when like for the calluses to pop up. That's why they popped up, because my feet wasn't moving in there as much. So it was rubbing. So I said I might have to get me some of those shoe things to soften it up in the inside, make it more softer, right? But anyway, I'm just looking at all of this that they're going through to save my feet and stuff, my legs and all that. And they put the cast on, and it makes me feel a little bit more independent. Now I know I can't rip and run the way I really want to, so I'm in the house. Now I'll go outside to the trash or something like that. Might walk to the end of the yard, look around. When I did walk to the store, I carried a chair with me, a fold-up chair. And I had my little cart that I pushed, because the store's like the shopping mall just right across the street, basically, right? And it does make you feel like limited. But I just wanted to feel more independent, to be able to move about. Then when I walk down the steps, I gotta be real careful, because I'm like, I don't want to trip down these damn steps. So I'm holding on to balance them, So, but like I said, it just helps me feel a little bit more independent. And the way I could say it's sad, because I can't jump and move the way I want. But when I look at God, OG, and I'm like, Steve, it's a reason why he allowing this to happen. It might not be that clear, but it's a reason. And I'm going to say this again too, OG. When I had 2 houses a little over 2 years ago with my housing program, then we went into this apartment complex, this building with 13 apartments in it. So look, 2 houses, the building. And I watched this. Boom. I watched it. It was like something just shut down. Boom. Like, what the what? But one thing I realized, we were putting a lot of work in there, and I have to say this shit about you too, OG. Because I was waiting. We were putting a lot of work in there trying to make things look beautiful, right? And it went boom. And I said this, I said, God want them to see, because I watched how they was coming up against me, exactly what it is to run this type of stuff. And not only that, OG, the guy Cheese told me that the owner said when Steve was here, it wasn't like that. It sure wasn't. It wasn't until she put her mouth into the business. And the other ones. Number one, don't, hey, what's up, True? Do not, I'm talking about temporary housing program. Do not come in, because I'm very, 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 very funny when it comes to me dealing with the women and the children. Most of all, I do not play when it comes to the women and the children. And every time I say that, I think about my mother and what my mother went through raising 7 damn kids by herself. So when it comes to the women and the children, and I know ain't no man there to help them, it reminds me so much of what my mother went through. And when I hear y'all as fathers, and I'm going to say the mother too, because I don't care how you and the father might feel about certain things. Stop doing that shit when it comes to the kids. Please stop. Please stop. I'm getting tears in my eyes. I'm 60 fucking 3 years old. And sometimes, OG, I go inside and say, why did my father leave me? Why he never reached out to me? And I was looking at Truth the other day. Him and his daughter. I think that probably was his youngest daughter. Father and his daughter. Father and daughter. That was a beautiful scene to watch my man and his daughter. And I know he a great man when he come to his family. I already know that. But when I watched him and his daughter, and I'm only saying this for a lot of y'all that let shit fly right over your head. You 50-50 motherfuckers. You half and half shit. I only see how y'all can be proud of yourself. Talking that 50-50 bullshit. Give 100. Give the best you can. And I ain't talking about no 50-50. And I'm only saying this, right? Because sometimes, if I didn't have the relationship that I had with God, if I didn't have the relationship that I had with the Holy Spirit, do y'all know that's the only thing that fills that emptiness right there? Somebody told me, and I didn't believe it at one point. They said God will come in and fill that void of your father not being there. They said God will come in and fill that void. And do y'all know it takes a lot of work? Because I have nobody else to lean on but God. From time to time. I'm talking about when I get to thinking about my father. High, low. Do I have other brothers and sisters? Yup. Yup. And that's what they told me. They told me God is that father. That's why when y'all hear me talk about, and I don't care how y'all look at it, I don't care how you see it, this is special for me. When I talk about the Father, when I talk about the Son, which I know it's only one, but when I talk about the Father, and when I look at Jesus Christ, I look at Jesus Christ as that big brother. I look at Jesus Christ as that big brother, that example of how I want to live my life. And I'm talking about being a loving, caring, kind, considerate person. Then when he flipped that table over, OG, I realized he was human as all outdoors because he had got mad. And somebody told me, they said, yeah, you know that table was made of stone. Well, it was heavy. I said, and then look, when they said that, I thought about the anger or how he felt inside about how they was disrespecting the synagogue, right? And that's helped me to understand, not based around what my pastor taught me, not based around what other people believe in doctrine. It was personal for me. It was personal. I lost my mother when I was 26 years old. So I don't have a mother and a father. Right? So it's times, when that little kid hurt and I'll cry out, Ma, please help me. Somebody need to hear this. And I cry out for my mother. But once again, I know where that peace come from. I know where that comfort come from. I cry out for mama first. But then it hits me. It comes from the Holy Spirit. So I have to call on the Father. I'm going to tell you, Mr. Truth, you better not change your name no more. Because I'm old. I'm trying to think of your regular name that I'm used to. But I'm old. God dang it. Thanks, bro. Y'all just, man. Y'all just don't know, man. Y'all just don't. And it's times where I just, I know for a lot of people that's lost, right?
You know who this is, Bill.
I know who it is.
It's Mr. Extreme.
I was trying to remember because you done changed it again. I seen that picture of you and your daughter. I was like, oh, I know. I know. I know who you is, but I couldn't get Mr. Extreme out.
I'm the owner of the 7 Deadly Sins.
Right. I know who you is. How you been anyway? Because I know some months ago you fell and hurt yourself.
Yeah. May the 9th, I got in a real bad car accident with my 2 daughters. My 17-year-old and my 7-year-old, my youngest daughter. And thank God that both of them are wonderful. But not me so much. But you know what? I'm alive and I'm still here. I'm still kicking. So it's got to count for something.
Yeah.
And what it was, I was coming home. I took my 2 girls to the hospital to get seen. And how ironic is this? Listen to this. So I took them to get seen, get checked out because, they were sick real bad. And I was on my way home, and then all of a sudden this storm came out of nowhere. It just started falling, like somebody dropped probably 600 gallons of nothing but water out of the sky.
Mm.
Like, I mean, thousands and thousands of gallons just dropped out of the sky. And so I was driving my Cadillac, and I'm coming across a overpass to get back on the interstate. And I'm almost at the end of it. I still have, I'm the guy when I'm driving, especially in rain or whatever, I'm the guy that turns on the headlights. I'm the guy that also puts the turn signal on way ahead of time before a lot of people do, right? So I put my turn signal to let everybody know that I'm coming over. I'm getting in my lane. I need to get into my lane or I'm going to wreck because I'm running out of space to get over, right? So I get ready to get over, and as I get over, my car tires hit a water puddle on the interstate, and my car hydroplaned into and I wasn't speeding. I was doing the speed limit, 60 miles per hour, and it hydroplaned into a pickup truck. Then I knew that more people was going to be caused in an accident if I didn't do what I did. And so I was alert, and I took my wheels and turned them to the right. And when I did, this is a place where military is, trying to dig out areas, to fix things. You know what I'm saying? So the military is digging it all out. And I go over the most steepest part of the entire area that they was construction out there. I go over a 50-foot cliff straight down. And this is what's going to make you, it's really going to make you think right here, right now, what I'm about to say. The military showed up. When they showed up, they said they couldn't find us. They couldn't find us at all. Not even the ambulance or anybody couldn't find us. Nobody could find us. And so they started walking, and they ended up finding us over the cliff. We was inches away from being in the water.
Mm.
And so the military got us up. We got out of there, and all the military just looked at me and said, "How did you keep the car from not flipping?" And I said, "Well, I have no explanation, but the only thing that I can say that come out of my mouth, and this is how I said it. I said, God put his hands on my car, and he made me coast down that hillside. Instead of me flipping and rolling, I just slid beautifully, and I was not going to die that day."
Mm.
I said, God put his hands on my car. That's why I didn't flip. And the military, they just looked at me. They just looked at me like, this man really just went there. That's the reaction that I got, right? And and one guy said, you know what? He came up to me as I was getting in the ambulance. And he came up to me and he said, you know what? That was the most beautifulest thing that I've heard anybody. And that, to answer to a question, that was the most beautifulest way. You put that in the most beautifulest way. How you said that to every one of us. And I said, well, that was the only explanation that I can come up with. I mean, because to be honest with you, I don't understand how I didn't flip. I'm going down a hill, a cliff, sideways. I'm not going down it straight down. My car is sideways going down this cliff. So how did it not flip? There's no explanation other than God put his hands on the car and made it slide instead of flipping. And so my kids are okay, thank God. But me, not so much. I injured my spine really bad. But my neck is worse than my back on my back. I'm having to go through spine specialists. I've been going through every day through pain. And because my pain level is so high, Copeland, I'm not the guy that goes out and takes medication
right
to get rid of things, I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that sits here day in and day out. And he goes through the. See, I'll give you a better example. All right. So here's me. If Jesus could be hung on a cross, and he could put spikes through his hands, and he can get whipped the way he did. If he can do that and go through that, then I can stand all the pain that I go through every day of my life. And that's the way I am. I don't need medication because the way I see it, medication is nothing but something for them to control you. And that's it. It's something for them to control you so you can spend your money, your hard-earned money, instead of giving it to your children and providing for your children, you're giving your money to the enemy. You're giving your money to Satan himself. Because that guy is controlling you by putting something down your mouth. And that's the thing. See, the thing is, Scope, is that most people I don't think they understand that God is miracles. God is the one true person that can heal you. The only thing is, though, they don't see it. They don't see it. They don't hear it. Because if they listen to the Christian music, you can hear the bits and pieces of things that can go into your mind. And when it gets into your mind, you're like, wow, did I just hear something? Mm-hmm. Did I just hear God just speak to me? We sit around, we think about every day. We think about, I'll give you an example. Like my uncle. My uncle is, he don't believe in God. He don't believe in God at all. He believes that we was created by monkeys, by apes. That's how he believes. And I said, you know what? One day, Uncle, explain to us about the threat of stopping the funds for it. You're going to have to answer to that. But here's my one thing that I'm going to say. And Copeland, I know that you need to, you're very spiritual, and I respect it, and I love you, brother. I love you like no other. You are my brother, and I've told you that from the first day I met you, when I met you with Raheem. God rest his soul. Yeah. But I had a wise man come to tell me one time. He told me, and it stuck with me all my life. This man told me, he said, you know what? What are you going to, here's something for you. What are you going to do when you face God himself and he asks you the one thing? He asks you, what did you do with the life that I gave you? And when he told me that, I was like, man, I gotta change. I gotta change. You know what how can I, when somebody looks at you and says, what are you going to do when God looks at you and asks you, what did you do with the life that I gave you? What is your answer going to be when he asks you that question? What is your answer? You know what I mean? And listen, I'm not perfect. I am so far from being perfect. But I live for God. And as you can see, the new videos that I've been posting, my videos, I've been in a dark place in the last 2 weeks. Because I just found out that my mother has a brain aneurysm behind the back of her ear. And I could lose my mother. But you know what? Yeah, I know that it ain't going to beat me. And devil, you are not going to win this one. Because I cast you out. I know that God is going to put his hand on it. Regardless what the surgeons, regardless what anybody said, my mom's going to still live on. Because it ain't her time. And, I've had some issues. Almost lost my 7-year-old a couple days ago. Her oxygen level dropped to 70. I was in the ER. And Copeland, I know that you was talking about a while ago. I hate to get off subject, but I know you was talking about all these fathers out here trying to be a father, or some of them that don't even want to be a father, right? They're being half and half. I got something I gotta say to them. And the thing is this: if you're going to sit there and you're going to lay with someone, and you're supposed to love that person, and you're going to do all that, and then all of a sudden, once she comes to you and says, "Well, I'm pregnant," you're going to get up and walk away and leave, and never come back, never be in that child's life. You know what? For people like that, they got God to answer for. But for the ones that can own up to it for what they do, and they have the respect for children, because children cannot defend themselves.
Right.
You have to be the father. You have to be the dad. You have to be the rock. You have to be that person. But, man, my children are my life. I tell people like this: if I don't have my children in my life, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And if I can't provide for them, guess what I do? If I can't provide for them and I struggle with it, if I struggle and I can't provide, I have to get myself up. And I have to get out there to be myself, be able to provide for my children.
Right.
To be able to eat, to be able to take care of them, to be able to provide for them. Because if I don't do it, who's going to do it? Nobody. The government ain't going to do it, because right now, the government can care less.
Yep.
Especially all the things that's unfolding right now. And it's sad. It is sad. For all the people that's going to be on disability, it's sad. And that's another story. I hate politics, man, but I can't stand it.
I was sitting up here thinking, what in the heck is on these people's mind. I'm talking about our lawmakers. When you making a decision to cut certain things back for people that really needs it. And I got to call this pharmacy um, about I believe it's my long acting insulin. And they want the copay is $64, which it shouldn't be no more than about 11. But
should he be laughing, man?
well, that's because of where I have it at. I realized that too. I realized like Walmart is a little bit more expensive compared to, I'm gonna say, CVS.
Do you
Right.
do you have a Publix?
A what?
Do you have a Publix?
What is that?
Publix is a self-owned grocery store, and they have their own pharmacy.
Right.
And Publix is owned by the people. It's not one person that runs Publix.
Well,
It's owned by the workers.
right. I got you. I got you. But I don't. It might be one here like that. Now,
If you have a Publix, I'll tell you what. Check this out. There's a lot. So you go to different places like Walmart, things like that, and medication will cost you. Okay, but when you go to Publix and you pharmacy within, there's a lot of their medications. A lot of their medications are free for the people.
Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, insulin's one of them.
And see, that's where I'm gonna call my Cigna agent back, because he was the one that helped me actually get Social Security. It's Social Security that's not covering my prescription. That's the letter I got. It's like they saying I get too much. But
they're tearing it apart.
Right. Well, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna call him back because he got me with Cigna. And be honest, I'm on a plan where I pay a certain amount each month. Where if Social Security does not cover most of the prescription, then we're gonna actually have to find somebody else. And not only that, what it's showing me, I'm not the only one that they're doing this to. So when I run across certain people that might share the same issue, I can let them know what I did, as far as other places that can help you get or cover your prescription, So that's what I'm looking at, man, because no matter what, right now, I need my insulin, and I need it because when I didn't have it, my A1C got down to about 8 or a little under 8. When I didn't have it, it shot back up. So I already know what I got to do as far as getting back on track with everything. So right now, it should have dropped some. My A1C, my long acting, my feet is healing pretty well. When I first took a picture of it, it was a big old hole. So they did a skin graft, which covered that. And I'm looking at how it's just closing in, So now they got me in a cast. Which I go tomorrow. They're going to take the cast off, check it again, and probably put another cast on it until it closes up. And then I got a big old heavy boot, which I'm on air with this boot. So they told me no matter how you put weight on it, the weight is not actually on it because of the boot. And then I got the cast. So, but it's I'm just looking at everything they doing to actually save my feet, my toes, and stuff like that. So I'm looking at all this work. Thanks, man. Thank you. I'm looking at all this work, right, they putting in to make sure I can still get ready to start running off in my mouth.
So you can still function.
Yeah, but look, Look, you know, being a community activist and all this type of stuff, right? And I'm like, we do not need the National Guards here. We ain't got time for it because I can see them coming up against a lot of great people in Baltimore City that has programs that's actually fighting to reduce a lot of this stuff.
You know,
And
it's sad, bro.
was it?
It's so sad that a one man is causing so much.
Yeah.
And you know what's even more sad? What's even more sadder than that? We the people are allowed it.
See, that's what bothers me too, Truth. And what I'm understanding, the only reason why right now they cannot impeach him is because the Republicans is more in control right now.
Yeah, but guess what, Kobe? Even if they impeach him, he's still the president.
Well, they got to get him out. Because
I know, but did you know that even though they impeach him, he can still stay in office until his time is up?
So we cannot.
no.
Because remember
Basically, what we doing, we firing him. We firing him.
Remember when they impeached Bill Clinton?
That was overturned. Now, not to overspeak you, but they impeached Trump twice. But it was the Supreme Court that overturned it. And that's what happens when you have more of your people.
Well, maybe I'm mistaken because, see, I was told that even though that he's impeached, I was told, now I believed all the years that, you know, when I was younger, I believed that when somebody got impeached, they was done, right? Well, recently, I had a few people come to me that, you know, that's in, you know, as politics, things like that, you know, that's government officials and things like that, that told me, you know, just because I'm friends with them, they've told me that, you know, that once a president becomes president, regardless, he can get impeached, but he can still stay in office. He just don't have the power to do certain things.
Well, let me share this. What Trump is doing is truly way beyond, I'm gonna say, the constitutional rights. And the reason why I'm saying this, which is killing me with Congress.
Well, let's just say this.
Wait a minute.
What he's doing is Satan.
Right. And see, it's not about him. And he's making everything about him. And not just him, it's people that's lifting him up like that. And I'm very, 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 and I'm talking about the Republicans that I know in Baltimore City and around in these counties that I know. Y'all are some suckers to me. Y'all are some suckers because y'all know it's about the people. And I watch y'all. I watch how y'all sell the American people out. And it really makes me sick to my stomach. And they don't like when I say this. I had to block a few of the Republicans that I know and had the utmost respect for. When one guy, right, which during the campaign, when he was running for president of the city council, which I supported him, right, on the Republican ticket. But this is what get me with them. And I'm going to tell you what brought my attention to them. Somebody said once you are impeached, once you are impeached, wait a minute, the party still has to vote on it, and his party will not go with it, people. Well, Kofi, now, impeachment means to fire that sucker, either way it goes. But now let me say this, because I had to look it up, y'all. I had to look it up.
Yeah.
The president of the United States do not have a lot of power that we give them credit for. That is Congress doing this shit. I'm telling y'all right now, that is Congress. And I'm realizing that the Republican Party because it's more of them now than it is the Democrats. That's their biggest fight. Now, the only way the Republicans is going to have to back up off of a lot of stuff that they've been approving with him to get him out of there. And I'm going to just say this right here to a lot of y'all too, because I'm not liking it. I don't know how y'all feel, but I remember back in the days, those goddamn pictures. And I got to watch what I say on TikTok because they dropped me before. I remember them pictures with them youngins. I remember them pictures with E, Epstein, and him and all of that. But back then, you know, I didn't pay a lot of attention to it. But now I'm looking at the women that's coming forth now. And then I'm going to tell you, go on fact checkers and read up about him. All this bull crap he been doing throughout his life and been getting away with it.
You know, he was originally a Democrat.
Yeah, I remember all that. I remember when he said that if he do decide to run, he gonna run on the Republican Party because they fall for anything. And I watched him.
He said that. He also said that he wanted to make him look like a fool.
Yeah. And then look, I watched him when he was getting ready to run for a second term. He was walking by himself down to the podium. And I looked at him. I said, that's a tough dude. And the reason why I said that's a tough dude, right? I don't know if a lot of y'all pay attention. I used to hustle.
He hustled.
Right, you got me? And I was one of the biggest, nastiest, evilest dudes you ever want to come up with. So he reminds me so much when I see what he do. He reminds me so much of that life. And when you gotta respect him for the way he played the game. You got to. And I'm like, damn, he good. Excuse my language.
What he's doing is he's running the United States like a business.
Right.
That is a business man. That is now nowhere near a politician. Because a politician would not bring us this motherfucking far like that any damn way. This son of a bitch is trying to run us like a fucking business.
You know what I call him, Copeland?
What?
I call Donald Trump. I call Donald Trump a bankster.
Huh? No, I'm just saying, did you say what I think you said?
A bankster.
Yeah.
I call him a bankster.
Yeah. Cause look, now mind you, I've been watching him doing the apprenticeships, right? But then
Instead of a gangster, he's a bankster.
Right, but look, that too. Look. When I was with ACN, and he was our top speaker, when he opened up his mouth, I said, "Oh my God!" Now, mind y'all, we've been watching him for the longest time. But when I seriously heard him and I'm watching him, I said, "Oh my God, he's part of the mobster." Took me right back to them days. I said, "Oh my God." And right then and there, that's why I said I don't dislike them. I don't hate them or nothing. I just don't like the way they play the American people.
I hate to get off subject real quick, but I just found some interesting news. I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. I'm getting hit with everything, man. It's like the devil himself is right here beside me. I'm telling you, bro. My wife just called me and said that my son just tested positive for COVID.
Pastor, who, what, where?
COVID, my son.
You know what?
He's 16 years old, and he just brought it home from school. And now we're all going to get it again. And I'm sick of this, man. You know, why can't people just leave? Why can't, you know what? It ain't people. It ain't the people. It's the government officials that's in charge of all this bull crap. Why do they have to mess with studies and putting animal blood with other animal blood just to make all these viruses, man? Why? All because of what? One thing.
You know what?
You want me to say what the one thing is?
You know
The one
what?
thing is to keep the population down. That's what
God,
they're doing.
you know what, Truth? Look, I see
Bro,
it.
I'm wild.
Everything you saying, I see it. And
I'm
I see what's happening. And sometimes when I say certain things, OG, it's like I need like-minded people, you know, God-fearing or spiritual people that actually see what's happening. Because sometimes, just for me, this stuff, I'm getting ready to say, this stuff can make you feel like you're losing your mind because you're seeing it for what it is, right? And it's like, what the what?
It's like I'm coming and going. I don't know if I'm coming or going, bro.
Right. And then look, I'm listening to you, right? And this what I do sometimes, Truth. I'll be like, wait a minute. Is it some, and I hate to say it, is it some demon, or did somebody put a curse on me? Is it some demon that's attacking me? Let me know who that sucker is so I can warm off. You know, so I be looking for people to say certain things like Elikai might be around you causing a bunch of chaos and confusion so I can go to war with that sucker.
Hey, dude, the thing is with me though, I want to know who he is so I can sting him like a bee.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Cause I'm listening to you, right? And I'm like, cause I know where you at spiritually too. But I'm listening to him. For some reason he dropped. I'm listening to him, and I'm like, what? You know, they coming under attack so much like that. But that's what tends to happen when you want to. Oh, that was I thought you had dropped. That was OG. But when everything you were saying, huh?
What is he doing?
I don't know. He probably coming back. He was kind of busy. But look, everything you were saying and knowing where you at spiritually, it's like an attack. You get me? And certain people, I'm telling you, I be looking for certain. I'm stuttering because I don't like saying stuff, but because of where I'm at spiritually, and because certain things I might not see myself, but you might have a psychic or somebody that's there, and they can kind of tell you what's coming for you, you know, or what's around you, huh?
Here's the thing. There's a lot of things that I haven't told a lot of people about me. I can feel certain things in life, and I can tell you things that can happen before they even happen.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it. I knew when my brother was going to pass. I knew exactly the day. I knew exactly when. I just couldn't stop it.
Right.
I tried to stop it, and I couldn't do it. I tried, but I couldn't, because evil was on the other side, making me to stop. It was making me stop. And I'll give you a little example real quick. My brother was 14 years old. He and my mom, my stepdad, which is his dad, his only son, they was moving away to go to North Carolina to move to a better place. And sorry about that, I was getting a call. But and so they was moving away, and I went to my mom and I said, "Mom, I can't explain it, but I got to tell you something. I need you to take me with you. I need you to let me come with you. You know, I'm of age. You know, at that time, I'm out and about doing my own thing. But I told my mom, I said, Mom, please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you." And I had tears out my eyes and everything. I said, Mom, please take me with you. Please. Something's going to happen and I can't tell you. Something is going to happen and I can't tell you. And she said, what's going to happen? And I said, I can't tell you, please. Only thing I'm saying is please just take me with you. So she didn't take me with her. I got a call at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning saying my brother drowned in the ocean in North Carolina. The undertow took him under. All because he ran away from mommy and daddy. Because he thought that he knew more than what they did. And I said, and at that time, I knew right there and then, I knew that God was speaking to me and telling me that I can do certain things that most people could not do. I felt him. I felt him. We wasn't even twins. He was my younger brother, my youngest brother. And I felt him pass.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna have to end my my restream because I only got 3% on the battery, so this gonna die.
Well,
On my
I was going to tell you, Copeland, before I leave.
no, wait a minute.